The Department of Justice has secured $107 million in relief for Black and Hispanic communities, including a $9 million settlement from Ameris Bank for their redlining of Black and Hispanic communities in Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome to the Black Real Estate Dialogue. I'm Sam, and I'm an out-of-state real estate investor. Before we jump into this video, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and as a bonus, share this with a friend who could use this information. So the way we're going to do this is we are going to check out a clip together from the news that just explains what exactly is going on. And then I'll give some context, I'll give my thoughts and opinions, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. So let's jump right into it.
Ameris Bank in Jacksonville is under the microscope for discriminatory lending practices and is subject to a multi-million-dollar settlement. It was announced today here in the River City by U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. News4Jax anchor Bruce Hamilton has more on the fallout for Ameris Bank.
We are here today to announce Ameris Bank's agreement to enter into a consent decree regarding our allegations that the bank engaged in redlining.
That's U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland here in Jacksonville, throwing down the gauntlet against Ameris Bank for redlining. Redlining is defined as denying people access to credit because of where they live, even if they're personally qualified. The target's frequently racial minorities and people who live in certain neighborhoods.
Our complaint alleges that the bank denied or discouraged home loan applications and other credit opportunities and services in major Black and Hispanic neighborhoods here in Jacksonville. As a result of our investigation, we have reached a settlement agreement with Ameris. If approved by the court, the bank would pay $9 million to expand access to credit opportunities for residents of Black and Hispanic neighborhoods in Jacksonville.
All right, so I have a lot of thoughts about this. I think it's absolutely disgusting that this is still happening in 2023. And for those of you who may not know, redlining prevented the Black community from being able to buy property and get mortgages and loans for a very, very long time. And so the way it worked is that they would literally draw a red line around the neighborhoods that they would not lend to. And if you can't get loans, you can't get a mortgage, you can't build wealth. So we were robbed from building wealth for a very, very, very long time. And so the fact that similar things are happening where a bank won't even come into a particular neighborhood because the people who live there are predominantly Black or brown is absolutely ridiculous. And it's just incredibly, incredibly disappointing. And, you know, the bank made a statement saying that they're not admitting to anything or any wrongdoing or whatever the case is, which is expected in a settlement. But I'm just incredibly disappointed that this type of thing still happens. You would think in 2023 that we're past redlining and these racist practices. And to me, I don't think the settlement is enough. I don't think the $107 million in aid is enough. I don't think the $9 million from this bank is enough, because what we've seen over the past few years is real estate prices have skyrocketed, and a lot of people have gained a lot of wealth through the equity of their home, right? The value of their home going up. And so think about the number of families who may have missed out or may have been discouraged from even pursuing home ownership because of banks like these. I'm sure there are a lot more out there, or people who perhaps needed business funding and were looking into banks like the one mentioned in the video, or other banks who were not on the news, but were practicing these same things and discouraging people or denying people who are qualified for loans, for mortgages and things of that nature. So it's incredibly disappointing and incredibly disheartening. And one of the things that it was mentioned in the clip, it's a longer clip, but I just wanted to show a little bit of it, was that this bank had one of their highest performing banks in a Black neighborhood, and they closed it. So that tells you all you need to know. A high performing bank in a Black neighborhood, and they closed it. It's despicable. I literally do not understand it, to be honest with you. And the fact that they strategically placed their banks in majority white areas tells you all you need to know, right? Those are the folks who they want to lend to, who they want to give mortgages to, who they want to give business funding to, and things of that nature. And to me, this is why we need more Black banks, right? I encourage everyone, if you can, start an account with a Black bank. Have at least one account where you put some sort of money in there, right? banks need support. They need money so they can lend out and things of that nature. So I think I would implore those of you watching to open an account with a Black bank, right? Put some money in there, see what kind of loan products or different things they offer so that you can support the bank who has our best interest at heart. And so I'm super disappointed in this. And, you know, we need to make sure we're educated. We need to make sure we can stand up for ourselves when we are talking to these institutions and that we're ready. But I'm just incredibly disappointed by this. Now, this is not doom and gloom, right? This does not mean that we can't move forward and build wealth, but if you're having a bad experience with the bank, tell other people about it so they can avoid that bank. If you find a bank where you are able to get loans, you're able to get a mortgage, tell people about that too, right? Don't be silent. And I think a big part of why this even came up at all is because those who were impacted were not silent. So I would encourage you to share your experiences. And if you need to escalate it and involve the law, then go ahead and do that. That's the only way that we can get our voices heard, and we can get things like this happening where the bank is at least doing something. So let's check out the details of the $9 million settlement. I want to walk through it and definitely let me know what you think. I'm going to pull it up on the screen so you can read along with me. All right, so this is the breakdown of the $9 million. So invest $7.5 million in a loan subsidy fund that will be made available to the residents of majority Black and Hispanic neighborhoods and those seeking credit in those communities. Invest $900,000 for advertising and outreach targeted towards the residents of these neighborhoods. Invest $600,000 to develop community partnerships to provide services that increase access to residential mortgage credit. Open a new branch in a majority Black and Hispanic neighborhood in Jacksonville. Ensure that at least 3 mortgage loan officers are dedicated to serving majority Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. Retain a consultant to assess the bank's compliance management system as it pertains to redlining risk. And lastly, employ a director of community lending who will oversee the continued development of lending in majority Black and Hispanic neighborhoods in Jacksonville. So, I mean, this is fine, but I don't think it makes up for the wealth that people lost during whatever period of time they were practicing this redlining. And so I'm very curious to see if they follow through. I'm very curious to see if they actually help people get into homes, help people get lending and credit and things of that nature, you know, whatever. I'm not impressed by this at all. I don't think 9 million is enough. Why not 100 million from this institution, right? But, you know, I don't know how settlements work. I don't know how it works behind the scenes, but there should be more. That's all I'm going to say. And so let me know what you think in the comments. I'm very curious to know what your thoughts are. If you think this is enough, if you think there should be more invested into this particular community, or if you've experienced something like this as well. If you were qualified and you went to a banking institution, if you were qualified for a mortgage or some other sort of financing or credit and you didn't receive it, let me know. Let me know your story in the comments. I would love to engage with you and hear what you have going on. All right. So that was a quick one. I just wanted to make sure I highlighted this story and this video. Again, I'm super disappointed about it, and I don't think it's enough. And it's really unfortunate that things like these are still happening. But the beauty of it is I have a channel full of stories of encouragement, full of stories of strategies that can help you invest in real estate. So it's still possible. It's just a matter of having the right information. All right. And if you're interested in investing out of state, if where you live is incredibly expensive, then I have a workshop going on right now. You can still join. Go to outofstatemoney.com/workshop if you want to be part of it. All right. And then also make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you share with a friend. I greatly, greatly would appreciate it. And if you have not heard about Redfin's claim that you must make at least $115,000 a year to purchase the average home in America, check out this video right here. It's going to dive into it. I'm going to explain why that's actually false. All right. Talk to you soon. Thanks.